This video is going to go over how to print individual student results so that you can give each of the students a copy of their test results, and if you want the correct answers as well. They're also nice to have on hand if you're chatting with parents. And if you're giving a test that has standards, skills, or tags, it also will give you a breakdown of how the student individually performed on that assessment on those standard skills or tags as well. So let's get started. Let's go to the reporting dashboard by clicking the reporting icon and then dashboard. Okay, then you're going to select the class that you wish to look at. And once you select the class, we use the green select data button. So now we've drilled down the population of students that we want to use. And now we're just going to look for the test that we're going to examine, find the test, check it off. And this time we're going to use the purple circle. The purple circle is item analysis. Okay, so on this screen, a couple of things going on. First, on the left, kind of like always, this is where you can change to another class if wanted. So if you teach the same subject multiple times, this is where you would toggle to the next class once we're done with this one. If you had a period 2 or a period 5, you would just uncheck the current selection, check the new selection, and then make sure to just click apply. So this is where you would toggle that. I'm going to put that aside for now. And then on the right-hand side, again, this is where you can do a lot of customizing with what you're able to see. Now, in order to print the student results from this page, we're going to look in the middle of the page for the little tab that says Student Answers. So we'll click there. And then once you're on this screen, this is a helpful screen to look at, but remember, our goal is to print the individual student results. So from here, we're going to click just any student name. Okay, so what this does for us is it brings us to a new window. In this window, this is what we're going to use to set up our printing. So the first thing we want to look at is the item detail has the student's answer, but it doesn't have the correct answer. So on the right-hand side panel, I'm going to scroll down and I want to have the correct answer. I'm not interested in the class average, so I'm going to take that off. But if you wanted to, you could leave that on as well. And then anything else I might want to see or look at? Well, let's see. In the middle, I'm seeing the student's answer and the correct answer. I see the standards here. And wow, I picked a very high-performing student here. Okay, the topics, the skills, I'm going to take away the other. I don't need the types of questions. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm just about ready for printing. Now, when I print, I can batch print, which means I can print the whole class at once, or I could just print the current student. If I wanted to toggle through to see the other students, I could use this blue arrow up top, and that will just toggle through for the other students as well. So I'm going to go back to the first student just by using the back arrow button up here. Okay, so I'm ready to print. Now, for printing, you do want to be in grayscale mode. So there's a checkbox right at the top of the right-hand side panel. That will just let it, this isn't a good example since there was a lot of green on this one, but for the other possibilities where you might have some orange or some red, it just gives you a little bit of grayscale adjustment. Okay. Now, we're going to print the whole class, so we're going to go to the drop down next to print current student, and instead we're going to batch print the class. When I click this button, it's going to look like nothing is happening, but I'm keeping my eye on this circle up here. I want it to turn green. It's the batch report download circle, so I just keep my eye on that, and then once I see it turn green, then I know I'm ready for the next step. Okay, so as you can see, that took about 10 to 15 seconds to batch one class. So now that it's green, I'm going to click on it one time and a new window will open. I'm going to click the report that I want to print. I have a few on here. They stay for 10 days and then they disappear, or you could delete them on your own, but this is just your little area that you keep your batch reports. So I've clicked my first one. I'm going to click open. Now on this screen, you can see that they are still in color, but when we go to print them, we're going to make sure that we select the grayscale. So I'm going to go to print. I'm going to choose, color's already set to black and white for me. If it's not, you would just toggle it there. And you can see as I go through some other ones, you can see that the color, it does help to have the grayscale turned on because that helps with just showing where the shading would be. And then I just click print. Now, if I wanted to go to the next class and do this, I'm just going to close out of this window. I'm going to close out of this window, and then I'm going to move to that left side panel again, and then I'm just going to come here and toggle to the next class and turn off the first one, and then I'm going to click apply, and then I would go through all the same actions again, choosing the student. I know these are the same students, but we can just pretend they're different, and then making sure you have toggled on correct answer if you want, and I think that's it. Then you would just go through and batch print again.